So, Sarah, what did you do this weekend?
Oh, just the usual. I stayed home, watched some TV. Nothing special.
Ha! And that right there, everyone, is exactly what we're going to fix today.
Wait, what? What's wrong with my answer?
Nothing's wrong with it, but it's so boring. You actually had an amazing weekend. You told me yesterday you went to that new bakery, you met up with your friend Lisa, you tried making pasta from scratch.
Oh, yeah. I did do all that. Why didn't I mention it?
Because, and this happens to so many English learners, when someone asks about your weekend in English, your brain just freezes and you say the most basic, boring thing possible.
Oh my God, you're so right. Hey everyone, welcome back to Fluentx English. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Mike. And wow, are we excited about today's topic?
Yes, because honestly, talking about your weekend is probably one of the most common conversations you'll have in English. Like every Monday morning, someone's going to ask you, "So, how was your weekend?"
Exactly. At work, with friends, even strangers you meet. It's the ultimate small talk topic. And yet, so many people struggle with it.
Right? They either give these super short, boring answers, like I just did, or they panic and don't know what to say at all.
So today, we're going to teach you how to talk about your weekend in a way that's easy, natural, and actually interesting. No more awkward silences, no more boring responses.
And guys, this is going to be so practical. We're giving you real phrases, real examples, stuff you can use immediately.
Absolutely. Now, before we dive in, if you're new to Fluentx English, welcome. We're so happy you're here. We create videos every single day to help you speak English confidently and naturally.
Every single day, guys. So if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a video.
And if you're enjoying this video so far, give us a quick like. It really helps us reach more English learners like you.
All right, let's jump right in. Mike, I'm ready to learn how to make my weekend stories actually interesting.
Let's do this.
Okay, Mike, so let's start with the most basic question. Someone asks you, "How was your weekend?" What's the first mistake people make?
Ooh, great question. The biggest mistake is giving a one-word answer and then silence. Like people say good or fine or nice, and then they just stop talking.
Guilty. I do that all the time.
Right? And the problem is that kills the conversation. The person who asked doesn't know what to say next, you don't know what to say next, and it just gets awkward.
So what should we do instead?
You need to add at least one extra sentence. Just one. For example, instead of saying, "It was good," you say, "It was good. I finally had time to relax." Or, "It was great. I went to this amazing new restaurant."
Oh, so you give them something to respond to.
Exactly. You're opening the door for more conversation. Now they can ask, "Oh, which restaurant?" Or, "What did you do to relax?"
I love that. Okay, but Mike, here's my problem. Sometimes my weekend really was boring. Like, I genuinely did nothing. What do I say then?
Okay, so first of all, your weekend was probably not as boring as you think. But even if it was, you can still make it sound interesting.
Wait, how?
By focusing on the small things. For example, let's say you stayed home all weekend. Instead of saying, "Oh, I did nothing," you could say, "You know what? I had a super relaxing weekend. I finally caught up on my sleep and watched this show I've been wanting to see."
Oh, so you're highlighting the positive parts.
Exactly. Everyone can relate to needing rest. It's not boring. It's self-care.
I love how you framed that. Okay, let's talk about vocabulary, because I think this is where a lot of beginners get stuck. What are some easy, natural words we can use to describe our weekend?
Great question. So let's start with the basics. For good weekends, you can say, "It was great," "It was awesome," "It was fantastic," "It was wonderful," "It was really nice."
Okay, those are easy.
Yep, and if your weekend was just okay, you can say, "It was all right," "It was decent," "It was nothing special," "It was pretty quiet."
And what if it was bad?
If it was bad, you can say, it was rough. It was exhausting. It was a bit stressful. Honestly, it wasn't great.
Okay, I like those. They're simple but natural.
Exactly. And here's a pro tip, Sarah. Use really or pretty to make your descriptions more natural, like it was really fun or it was pretty relaxing. Native speakers do this all the time.
Oh yeah, it sounds more casual, right?
Totally. Now, let's talk about how to actually describe what you did. This is where people get nervous because they don't know how to structure their sentences.
Yes, like do I list everything? Do I just pick one thing? Help us, Mike.
Okay, so here's the simple formula. Pick one or two main things you did, and then add a little detail about each one. That's it.
Wait, that's it?
That's it. For example, let's say you went shopping and then had dinner with friends. You could say, I went shopping on Saturday, found some great deals, and then Sunday I had dinner with some friends at this new Italian place.
Oh, so you're not giving every tiny detail, just the highlights.
Exactly. And notice how I added small details like found some great deals and this new Italian place. Those little details make it more interesting.
I love that. Okay, let's practice some common weekend activities and how to talk about them. Mike, what if someone went to the movies?
Okay, so instead of just saying, I went to the movies, you add what you saw. I went to see that new action movie, or I finally watched the movie everyone's been talking about.
Perfect. What about staying home and watching Netflix or something?
Great one. You could say, I had a Netflix marathon this weekend, or I binged watched this amazing series, or honestly, I just relaxed at home and caught up on some shows.
Ooh, binge watched. That's such a natural phrase.
Right? It means you watched a lot of episodes in a row. Super common. Okay, Sarah, what about exercising or going to the gym?
I would say I hit the gym on Saturday morning, or I went for a long run in the park.
Perfect. Hit the gym is very natural. You can also say, I worked out, or I did some yoga at home.
Nice. Okay, what about cooking? Because I know a lot of people cook on weekends.
Yes. So you could say, I tried making homemade pizza for the first time, or I cooked a big dinner for my family, or I experimented with a new recipe.
Ooh, experimented with a new recipe? Sounds fancy.
It does, but it's a very natural way to say you tried something new. All right, let's talk about hanging out with friends because this is super common.
Okay, so instead of saying I met my friends, what should I say?
You could say, I hung out with some friends, or I caught up with an old friend, or we grabbed coffee together, or we went out for drinks.
Oh, hung out and caught up are such casual native expressions.
Totally. And grabbed coffee or grabbed lunch are super common too. It's more natural than saying, we went to a coffee shop to drink coffee.
Yes. Okay, Mike, let's talk about time expressions because I think this is important too. Like, how do I say when I did something?
Great point. So for Saturday and Sunday, you can say on Saturday, on Sunday, Saturday morning, Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening.
Simple.
Yep. You can also say over the weekend, this past weekend, both days, earlier today if it's Monday and you're talking about Sunday.
Okay, those are useful. What about if something happened at a specific time?
You can say Saturday around noon, Sunday evening around 7, late Saturday night, early Sunday morning.
Perfect. All right, let's talk about something tricky. What if someone asks about your weekend and you want to ask them back? What's the natural way to do that?
Ooh, good question. So after you answer, you can say, how about you? Or what about you? Or what did you get up to? That last one is very British, by the way.
What did you get up to? I like that.
Right? It's casual and friendly. You can also say, did you do anything fun? Or how was yours?
Those feel so natural. Okay, Mike, before we move to part 2, let's give everyone a quick recap of what we've covered so far.
Great idea. All right, everyone, here's what we've learned. Don't give one-word answers. Always add at least one extra sentence. Use simple, natural vocabulary, like really fun or pretty relaxing. Pick one or two main activities from your weekend and add small details. Use casual phrases like hung out, grabbed coffee, binge-watched, hit the gym.
And don't forget to ask the other person about their weekend, too. It keeps the conversation going.
Exactly. Now we're going to move into part 2, where we're going to teach you how to make your weekend stories even more interesting with specific examples and storytelling techniques.
This is where it gets really fun. Let's go. All right, everyone, welcome to part 2. Now we're going to take your weekend conversations to the next level.
Yes. So Sarah, let's start with the question everyone's thinking. How do I make my weekend sound interesting when I feel like I didn't do anything special?
Ooh, this is such a good question because I feel this way all the time. Like my weekend was fine, but it wasn't Instagram worthy or anything.
Right, but here's the secret. Interesting doesn't mean extraordinary. It means you're telling the story in an engaging way.
Okay, explain.
All right, so let's say your weekend was simple. You went grocery shopping, cooked dinner, watched a movie. Pretty basic, right?
Yeah, super basic.
But watch how I tell this story. So I had a pretty chill weekend. Saturday, I went to the grocery store and ended up spending way more than I planned. You know how that goes. Then I tried making this Thai curry recipe I found online. And honestly, it turned out way better than I expected. Sunday, I just relaxed and watched this thriller on Netflix that had me on the edge of my seat.
Wait, that sounded interesting, and it was literally just groceries, cooking, and Netflix.
Exactly. I added personality, reactions, and little relatable moments, like, you know how that goes when talking about spending too much, or honestly, it turned out way better than I expected, or had me on the edge of my seat.
Oh, so those little commentary phrases make it feel more like a story.
Yes, you're not just listing facts, you're sharing an experience, and people connect with that.
I love this. Okay, give me more examples of these commentary phrases.
Sure, you can say things like, believe it or not, surprisingly, to be honest, I have to say, you know what's funny, the best part was, the worst part was.
Ooh, those are good. So if I went for a run, instead of just saying I went for a run, I could say,
I went for a run, and believe it or not, I actually enjoyed it this time. Or, I went for a run, and honestly, I regretted it halfway through.
that's so much more fun. Okay, let's talk about emotions because I think that's another way to make stories interesting, right?
Absolutely. Adding how you felt makes your story more human and relatable. So instead of just saying, I went to a party, you could say, I went to a party and had such a great time. Or, I went to a party, but honestly, I was exhausted by the end.
Right, and people can relate to those feelings.
Exactly. Some emotion words you can use, I was excited, I was nervous, I was surprised, I felt relaxed, I got frustrated, I was so happy.
Perfect. Okay, what about when something unexpected happened during your weekend? How do we talk about that?
Ooh, unexpected moments are perfect for stories. You can use phrases like out of nowhere, suddenly, randomly. The craziest thing happened. You won't believe this.
Ooh, those sound dramatic.
They are, but in a fun way. For example, I was walking in the park and out of nowhere, it started pouring rain. I got completely soaked. Or I went to this cafe and randomly bumped into my old classmate from high school.
Oh, yeah, those little surprises make stories way more interesting.
Totally. Now, let's talk about something important. How much detail should you share? Because some people share too much and some share too little.
Yes, like, where's the balance?
Great question. So here's my rule. Share enough detail to paint a picture, but not so much that you lose the person's attention.
Okay, give me an example of too little detail.
Too little would be, I went to a restaurant. That's it. No color, no interest.
Right, and too much detail would be?
Too much would be, I went to this restaurant and we got there at exactly 6:30 p.m. and the waiter's name was Tom and he had a blue shirt and we ordered appetizers first, which took about 15 minutes to arrive and then, you see, way too much unnecessary information.
Yes, so what's the sweet spot?
The sweet spot is, I went to this amazing Italian restaurant downtown. We tried their homemade pasta, and oh my God, it was so good. Definitely going back.
Perfect. You're giving just enough to make it interesting, but not overwhelming.
Exactly. All right, let's talk about talking about problems or bad experiences during your weekend. How do we do this without sounding too negative?
Ooh, good one, because sometimes weekends don't go well.
Right. So the trick is to acknowledge the problem, but end on a lighter note. For example, my car broke down on Saturday, which was super frustrating, but at least it happened near my house and not on the highway.
Oh, so you're finding the silver lining.
Exactly. Or you can use humor. Like, I tried baking cookies and totally burned them. Let's just say my smoke alarm got a good workout.
That's funny. So you're not dwelling on the negative, you're making it late.
Yes, people appreciate when you can laugh at yourself. Okay, let's talk about comparing weekends. Sometimes people say, this weekend was way better than last weekend, or this was the most relaxing weekend I've had in months.
Right. Comparisons add context.
Exactly. You can say, this was my first free weekend in forever, or it was nice to finally have a quiet weekend, or honestly, this weekend flew by way too fast.
Ooh, this weekend flew by. That's such a common feeling.
Totally. Time expressions are great. You can also say, the weekend felt so long, or I can't believe it's already Monday, or where did the weekend go?
Where did the weekend go? I say that every Monday.
Everyone does. All right, let's practice some full weekend conversation examples. I'll ask you, Sarah, how was your weekend? And you respond naturally using everything we've taught today.
Okay, I'm ready.
So, Sarah, how was your weekend?
Oh, it was really nice, actually. Saturday, I went hiking with some friends, and the weather was perfect. We found this amazing viewpoint at the top. The view was incredible. Then Sunday, I just took it easy, did some laundry, meal prepped for the week, boring adulting stuff. How about you?
Perfect. See, everyone? That was natural, interesting, and conversational. She added details like the weather was perfect and the view was incredible. She showed personality with putting off for like 3 months, and she ended by asking me back.
I feel like I'm getting the hang of this.
You totally are. All right, let me give another example. Someone asks me, hey, Mike, what did you do this weekend?
Okay, go for it.
You know what? I had one of those weekends where I was super productive. Saturday morning, I finally cleaned out my garage, which I've been putting off for like 3 months. Then I grabbed lunch with my brother, and we ended up talking for hours. Sunday, I just binged this new crime series on Netflix, got totally hooked. Did you watch anything good this weekend?
Ooh, that was great. You used time markers like Saturday morning and Sunday. You added personality with putting off for like 3 months. And you asked a follow-up question.
Exactly. See how easy it is once you have the structure?
Yes. Okay, Mike, let's talk about some common mistakes English learners make when talking about their weekend so people can avoid them.
Great idea. Mistake number 1, using the wrong tense. People sometimes say, I go to the park instead of I went to the park. Remember, weekend already happened, so use past tense.
Right. Went, saw, did, had, all past tense.
Exactly. Mistake number 2, being too formal. Don't say, on Saturday, I attended a social gathering. Just say, I hung out with friends.
Yes, keep it casual and natural.
Mistake number 3, translating directly from your language. This causes weird sentences that don't sound natural in English. Instead, use the phrases we taught you today.
Good point. What's mistake number 4?
Mistake number 4, not showing any enthusiasm. Even if your weekend was boring, show some personality. Use tone. Use expressions like haha or oh my god or honestly.
Right, let your personality shine through.
Exactly. And final mistake, forgetting to engage with the other person. Don't just talk about your weekend and then go silent. Ask them about theirs. Comment on what they say. Keep the conversation flowing.
Such important tips. All right, Mike, let's give everyone some homework.
Ooh, yes. Okay, everyone, here's your challenge for this week. Practice telling your weekend story to yourself. Like, actually say it out loud. Don't just think about it in your head.
Yes, because speaking it out loud is totally different from thinking it.
Exactly. And here's what I want you to do. Pick 2 things you did this weekend and create a 30-second story about it using the phrases we taught you today.
And practice it. Say it multiple times until it feels natural and smooth.
Yes, and then next time someone actually asks you about your weekend, you'll be ready. You won't freeze, you won't panic, you'll just naturally share your story.
I love this homework. Okay, everyone, let's do a final recap of everything we've covered today.
Great idea. So key takeaways, always add more than just good or fine when someone asks about your weekend. Use natural, casual vocabulary in phrases like hung out, grabbed coffee, binge-watched.
Add small details and emotions to make your stories interesting. Use commentary phrases like honestly, believe it or not. The best part was...
Don't share too much detail or too little. Find the sweet spot. Use past tense correctly. Show enthusiasm and personality. And always engage with the other person by asking about their weekend too.
Perfect summary, Sarah. And remember, everyone, talking about your weekend is one of the easiest ways to practice your conversational English because it happens naturally in real life all the time.
Exactly. You don't need to go to a classroom or study grammar for hours. Just start paying attention to how you talk about your weekends and apply what we taught you today.
Absolutely. All right, everyone, that wraps up today's masterclass. If you found this helpful, please smash that like button.
Yes, and if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? We're dropping new videos every single day to help you speak English confidently and naturally.
Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a video.
We'll see you tomorrow with another awesome lesson.
Until then, go practice talking about your weekend. You've got this.
Bye, everyone. Have an amazing week.
See you soon. Take care.